Hello, kids. Steve coming back at you for What a Wednesday. And it was a nice Wednesday. The weather got cooler again. Woke up in the 30s. Now it's in the 40s. Actually, it's in the 50s. It's coming back down to the 40s. Hope you all had a great day today. Had a good week up till now. And hope the rest of your week is just as splendid. So I'm going to be opening some old school Donruss 1990 rack packs. I figure, baseball season is now a week old, in full swing, and my Milwaukee Brewers have only one loss. They have shut out twice in a row the New York Mets, and they pulled off a nice win today to sweep the Mets as well. So let's get crack-lacking into this. I hope your team is doing just as good or better. I think there is one undefeated team left in Tampa Bay, if I'm not mistaken, right now. The Twins only have one loss, so that's good for them. There's some good teams out there. The Phillies, surprisingly, only have one win, but what a win it was yesterday against the dreaded Yankees. So that's cool. Let's see here. Let's get the first one opened. Get the cards out of here. And let's see what Hall of Famers we get. Now, each one of these is guaranteed a Hall of Famer. There's one on the cover of each rack pack. So let's see here. Harold Johnson, Wally Joyner, Saberhagen of the Royals, Rick Dempsey, Jay Bell. Sweet Lou Whitaker should be a Hall of Famer. Unfortunately, he isn't. Harnish, Tommy Gregg, Willie Frazier, Brian Dubois. Greg Vaughn, rated rookie from my Milwaukee Brewers, also played for the Padres, among others. Uribe, Leonard, Dave Smith, Brooke Jacoby, Dave Winfield, Hall of Famer. Let's see, Omar Vizquel should also be a Hall of Famer, but he is not. Chris Sabo, Pagnazzi, Eric Davis times 2. Look at those. Pretty cool back-to-back. We have a checklist. We have Tom Burke, Sid Bream, Dave Stieb. How about Milt Thompson, Eddie Murray, Hall of Famer with the Dodgers on this one. That's cool. Ron Nichols, Carlton Fisk, Hall of Famer. All right. Gagney, Larry McWilliams, and Mark Parent. Another puzzle piece here. Oh, these are upside down. Okay. Harold Baines, that was on the top, so there's a Hall of Famer. Jose Oquendo, Dave Parker, Chris James. Hey, Kent Herbeck of the Twins with only one loss. Brian Jordan, Dave LaPointe, Gene Nelson, Glenn Wilson, Jimmy Key, Steve Cummings, Will the Thrill Clark. Go with Hall of Fame alert, Paul Molitor. Alrighty. Tartable and oyster. Okay. Well, actually not bad. We got a checklist. We got some Hall of Famers. We did well. Let's get into the next one here. I know these are junk wax, but they're still fun, and I still like the Hall of Famers. I don't care if they're junk wax or not. I would prefer original cards as opposed to a bunch of now that they've retired and are in Hall of Fame, all the ones that they feed you in the products nowadays. So let's get looking at these. Randy Reddy, Paul Sorrento, Gary Ward, Andres Thomas, Roberto Kelly, Ken Caminiti, Shane Raleigh, Trevor Wilson, and BJ Surhoff. Nice. Big one back in the day of Ben McDonald. Not worth anything now. Hey, Julio, Six Gun Machado. Go shoot someone else in your home country. Oh, it can't. You're still in jail 30 years later. There's Joey Bell, John Olerud, Dave Stewart is cool, Todd Berenger. We have Roger Clemens, Luis Aquinos of the Royals, another checklist for the Bud Stoney. Eric Hansen, Tom Brunansky. We have Ed Whitson, Glenn Allen Hill, Kirby Puckett, there's a nice Hall of Famer, Hershiser Howell, Al Leiter, Dennis Rasmussen, Matt Noakes of the Tigers, they're not doing good. Ruben Sierra, Mike Witt, Scott Lusader. There's Hall of Famer Dennis Eckersley. We have Mark Grant, Castillo, Steve Lake, Don Mattingly. Maybe will be in the Hall of Fame on the Old Timers vote. We have yet to see. Mark McGuire, no chance. Kevin Bass, Tom Hankey, Lee Smith, Hall of Famer, and with the Red Sox there. That's cool. Same Will Clark as before, but Yvonne Hayes looking all sorts of bewildered. Mitch Williams, Mark Gubazah of the Royals, Scott Scudder, Ozzie Guillen, and Norm Charlton. So not bad. Again, another checklist, couple more Hall of Famers. Let's get into the final one here, and then we'll have you on your way. You can watch The Mandalorian. Another episode did drop today. We'll get into whatever else you want. Most baseball was already today in the afternoon on getaway day. There's no other real sports on. The Masters does start tomorrow, so that's cool. Got my picks in. I hope you do too. And finally, let's get into the last pack here. So we have Keith Miller, David Cohn, who, if I'm not mistaken, is from this area. And the back of the card does say, hometown, Kansas City, Missouri. Born, Kansas City, Missouri. And anyone who knows Origami Folder, he went to Rockhurst High, and so did David Cohn. So that's pretty cool. Rick Leach, Marvell Wynn, Mike Sharperson, Mike Reynolds, or Peggy Rulo, cannot read. A week from today, I have an eye appointment, so maybe that'll help. Francisco Cabrera, Dick Schofield, Jerome Walton. Man, I liked him. Even though he was a Cubby, I thought he had a bright future. Britton Smith, Spike Owens, Jim Traber, Gary Sheffield of my Milwaukee Brewers, awesome, Phil Bradley, Gary Cave, and Brett Butler. Now we'll get to the middle pack of Greg Myers, Larry Anderson, Jamie Navarro of the Brewers. How about Jeff Russell, Ryan Sandberg, Hall of Fame alert, Melito Perez, Carney Lansford, Edwin Nunez, Ken Obergfell with Steve Rosenberg, another checklist, Andy Van Slyke with Gerald Clark, Frank Viola, Brian Downing, and Odeby McDowell. Best first name I can think of. Alrighty, John Smoltz, Hall of Famer. He was on top of that rack pack. John Smiley, Howard Johnson, Tommy Herr. And yes, that is a picture of John Smoltz on the John Smoltz MVP. The error, I believe, has Glavine picture on it. Luis Salazar, Jeff Blauser, Sean Hilgis, Scott Bankhead, Mike Felder of the Brewers, Jeff Parrott, Steve Lyons, Ivan Calderon, Ron Darling, Jeff Treadway, Steve Bushell, and Mark Knudsen of the Brewers again. Not bad for the Brewers. I will go through all of them and pull out my PCs and stuff. But sure, let's recap all the Hall of Famers. We have John Smoltz, Ryan Sandberg, Lee Smith, Dennis Eckersley, Kirby Puckett, there's 5, Paul Molitor, Harold Baines, Carlton Fisk, Eddie Murray, and Dave Winfield makes 10 Hall of Famers. Those packs at my LCS cost me 50 cents each. $1.50 gave me 10 Hall of Fame cards. That is awesome. Now, what I did not check, but because I know the Smoltz card was the corrected version, was the backs of these to see if there's any of the errors in the Diamond Kings. So I will do that real quickly here just to see. And when I find one, I'll show you what I'm looking for. There it is. Lou Whitaker. The errors of these and the Nolan Ryan, I believe, King of Kings. See the orange stripe going through the top here above his name? The error card is missing that. It's in white. Just so you know, in case you ever find any or are looking for errors and variation cards, 90 Donruss has quite a few. I'm still looking. Yep, none of the Diamond Kings are the error cards. That's okay. All right, guys. So what I'm going to do now is let you go with this. Just be excellent to each other always. Treat others the way you want to be treated. And you know what? Above all else, peace.